The world we live in is teeming, swarming, and whirring with questions. Sometimes these questions inspire us, sometimes they terrify us. Many of these questions may never be answered, but we, as humans, will never stop trying to answer them. The discoveries we have made have told us more and more about our past, our present, and hopefully our future. They have given us answers to burning questions, however, mysteries do still linger. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be scratching the surface of 3 noteworthy mysteries. The government is raising an army of wasps to fight invasive beetles. As humans living on Earth, we are constantly surrounded by creatures, arachnids, birds, rodents, insects, and even other mammals. Throughout history, we have done our best to push them out of our lives. We have built houses, put up walls, and even designed fortresses against the non-human populations around us. However, no matter how hard we try, we can never fully control nature. A great example is the emerald ash borer, a beetle native to Asia and Russia. Emerald ash borers lay their eggs in the barks of ash trees. When the larvae hatch, they feed on the ash for 1 to 2 years before they emerge. Naturally, this process has been detrimental to the ash tree population in the United States. Emerald ash borers were first found in Michigan in 2002. Since then, they have spread to 35 different states, asserting themselves as the most costly and destructive wood-boring insect in US history. If left completely unattended, these emerald ash borers could wipe out the entire ash tree population. Christine Grayson, an associate professor of biology at the University of Richmond, has been working hard to raise emerald ash borers in a lab environment for study. According to Grayson, raising a steady supply of emerald ash borers has proved harder than expected. This is a problem, considering that the only way to develop a biological plan to stop emerald ash borer outbreaks is by studying and experimenting on a controlled population. Grayson says that both state and federal governments have been using a quarantine technique to control the population and spread of emerald ash borers. If the presence of emerald ash borers is detected on or within any wood, the wood is then heat-treated, fumigated, chipped, or stripped of its bark before transport. While this technique is good in theory, many emerald ash borers are not discovered until it is too late. However, there is one technique that the government has not tried: biocontrol. Biocontrol includes the introduction of one species into an environment to control the population of another species. Biocontrol plans require years to be approved, and the US government is working on a biocontrol plan for the emerald ash borer. 4 different wasp species from Asia and Russia serve as the natural enemies of emerald ash borers. According to Grayson, these wasps are known as parasitoids, meaning that they deposit their eggs or larvae into or onto another insect and use the other insect as a food source. Luckily, these wasps do not sting. Their egg-laying apparatus can pierce through ash bark, and they possess the biochemical ability to find and use emerald ash borer larvae for food. Despite some external hurdles, Grayson says that early research has been promising. Creating an army of wasps may be exactly what the government needs to save the ash tree. A swarm of bees killed dozens of African penguins. Bees are essential to the survival of our environment. Without them, our lives would look devastatingly different. However, bees can also be harmful. When any of us stumble upon a bee or an entire nest, we run the other way. Unfortunately, not everyone knows to run away. 63 endangered African penguins were recently killed by a swarm of bees on Boulders Beach near Cape Town, South Africa. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, the African penguin population is declining rapidly. Commercial fishing, as well as environmental situations, have caused a food shortage. Thankfully, the penguins in the region are under wildlife protection. However, there is not really a way to protect against a swarm of bees. Specialists are working on a theory. According to Dr. Alison Koch, a marine biologist with South Africa's National Parks Agency, these bees do not sting or attack without being provoked. Therefore, they are working under the assumption that the penguins somehow disturbed the nest, prompting the sudden attack. Perhaps they unwittingly disturbed the nest while travelling. Post-mortem examinations showed that the penguins were stung around their eyes and flippers. Dr. Kata Ladenia from the South African Foundation for the Conservation of Coastal Birds says that this is because the eyes and the flippers are parts of the body not covered in feathers. She added that the number of stings would likely have been fatal for any animal of that size. You may be asking, how can a swarm of bees cause so much damage? According to Jenny Cullinan of the African Wild Bee Institute, when a honeybee stings something, they leave behind a pheromone that allows more honeybees to quickly find what is threatening the nest. This is how bees attack so quickly and effectively. The South African National Agency of Parks is committed to monitoring the situation to ensure the future protection of the vulnerable penguin populations. We may never know exactly why the bees attacked and killed so many of them. In fact, Dr. Alison Cox said that the penguins and bees normally coexist. Thankfully, this is not a regular occurrence. Regardless, one thing is for certain, it is a major loss of wildlife. Scientists have potentially found a planet orbiting 3 suns. While it is already hard to understand our own world, searching for answers into the unknown parts of the universe can prove even more confounding. Recently, scientists made an exceedingly rare discovery. They found what seems to be a single planet orbiting 3 suns at the same time. This solar system, known as GW Ori, is characterized by a split disk. That is, the matter and particulates floating within the system. Resembling Saturn's rings, the disk is split into multiple sections. Some scientists are saying that the gravitational activity of the stars pulled the disk apart, causing the separation and the ring formation. However, others believe that the split disk could be indicating the formation of a planet. If this anomaly is a planet, it would open up new doors in the analysis of planet formation. One can only imagine what life would look like on a planet that orbits 3 suns. Rebecca Nealon, a professor at the University of Warwick, says that 3 stars is not enough to kill planet formation. However, others, such as Alison Young from the University of Leicester, say that planet formation in GW Ori is unlikely. Young believes that the gaps were caused by the stars themselves. Despite these opposing hypotheses, upcoming telescope observations could help give us a definitive answer. If there is a circumtriple planet in GW Ori, it would be the first of its kind. Perhaps even more important are the theoretical implications. If we have found one circumtriple planet, who is to say that we won't find any more? Sean Raymond, an astronomer with the University of Bordeaux, said that planets could form while orbiting 4, 5, or even 6 planets at once. He believes that planets will form when they form. They are not impeded so easily. If planets really can form in any gravitational situation, it is possible that there are more planets out there than we initially thought. And if that is true, could not one of these planets be home to life outside of Earth? Our world, as well as our universe, are brimming with mysteries to be solved, questions to be answered, and discoveries to be made. We will probably never know the answer to every question, but there are questions out there that we can answer, and the only way to find the answers to these questions is to look. But what do you make of these mysteries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's grow this community and get to solving these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.